Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to draft a cropped corset with a yoke. If you're new to this place, please don't forget to like, subscribe and share. And if you're a returning subscriber, I just want to say thank you so much for your support. So let's get into this. So I already have a basic block bodice drawn out indicating my chest line, bust line, under bust, my waist and my hip line. So that is also my neckline. I took in 3 inches width and 3 inches depth. I slanted my shoulder by 1 inch. So the next thing we're going to do now, on my center front, the side going towards the middle, I'm going to take my bust span measurement, which is my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 4 inches. I'm going to be taking that on my bust measurements, my under bust, my waist measurements, and then I'm also going to repeat that on my hip measurements. I'm going to come in now and connect those lines using my straight ruler. Now my chest line, I'm also going to impute the bust span measurement, which is 4 inches, and I'm going to rule the line to connect that. I forgot to do that while I was taking the others. So guys, I'm going to determine where I want my cup to start with. So I'm going 1 inch above my chest line, and I'm just going to mark that line, and then I'm going to go back and impute my bust span measurement, which is 4, on that line. And then I'm just going to use my straight ruler to connect that together. Now on my hip line, I'm going to go out on both sides by 1 inch. We are trying to take our dart to start forming our cup. So I'm going to go out by 1 inch on both sides. I'm going to repeat that on my waist measurement, my under bust measurement. After marking my 1 inch, I'm going to connect all of them using my straight ruler. Remember, I just marked this on my under bust, my waist and my hips. So I'm going to connect them using my straight ruler. Now at my under bust, I'm going to use my curved rule, and I'm going to create a curve meeting the bust point from that 1 inch at the under bust. I'm going to use my curve rule to create a curve, form a curve to my bust point. Now this curve is what is going to help your cup to form. So I'm just looking for the best way to place that, and I'm just going to rule it all the way to the bust point, like so. Now towards the chest line where I want my cup to start, I'm going to go out on both sides by 1 inch, and then I'm going to go over to the center from the middle. I'm going to measure where I want my sweetheart neckline to stop. So I want it a little bit deeper than the top side, so I'm just going to place my tape, and I'm going to take 8.5 inch. So you can see, you can decide to go by 9, you can decide to go by 10. It depends on you, your preference, whatever depth you want to go to. So I just wanted 8.5. Now that 8.5, I'm going to go in from that 8.5 by 1/2 inch, and I'm just going to roll that line. So wherever you stop, go in by 1/2 inch. Now I'm going to form the cup going towards the center front. So from that 1/2 inch we came in by, I'm going to connect using my French curve to my under bust mark where we took our dart. So I'm just going to place it well, and then I'm just going to draw my curve there. So the next thing I'm going to do, that's the top where we took our 1 inch. I'm going to connect that 1 inch down to my bust point using my curved rule. So you're just going to place your curved rule like so, and you're going to take in that dart there. So I'm going to go over to the other 1 inch going towards the side front, and I'm going to connect it to the bust point as well. So next thing we're going to do is to connect the top, but I realized that I I connected it to another point I mistakenly put there, so I had to clean it up and redo that curve. So wherever you clean, please just look very well when drafting. So I connected back to that 1 inch, the original 1 inch that was there. So the next thing I'm going to do now, that line, I'm going to connect it back to that 1/2 inch we came in by at the center front. So just what I'm doing, it's very easy. So I'm just going to place my rule that way and just connect it. So as you can see, the cup going towards the center front is already looking perfect and nice. So guys, next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to come to my chest line, and I'm going to take my bust measurements without any allowance. Now that place where I took that bust measurement, I'm going to come in with my tape rule, and I'm going to go down by 1/2 inch like so, and I'm just going to use my straight rule to rule out that line there. So after ruling it, that place I took my bust measurements, I'm just going to put my tape rule, and then I'm going to take the middle of that place, from that place to where the normal line you ruled as your armhole line. I'm going to take the middle of that place, and I'm going to come down from there by 1/2 inch, and I'm just going to connect it to that 1/2 inch line I ruled out in the first place. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to turn my rule, and then I'm going to connect that 1/2 inch mark now towards my underbust, and you're going to connect it placing the fuller part at that lower area and the other area at the armhole side. So just put the fuller part and then connect your lines. Now after connecting that, I'm going to put my ruler at the top side. I'm going to connect from that armhole 1/2 inch up to the 1 inch we have there, and as you can see, our cup has already been formed. Now to make it a 3-part corset, I'm going to come over to the center front cup. I'm going to mark 2 inches. I'm going to go over to the side of the center front cup. I'm going to mark 2.5 inch. I'm going to go over to the other side of the cup. I'm going to take 2.5 inch, and I'm going to go over to the other side of the cup and mark 2.5 inch. And then what we're going to do, I'm going to use my curved rule to just connect all those lines together like so. So as you can see, this is a very, very easy drafting to do. So guys, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in with my marker, and I'm just going to highlight the areas where I'm going to cut out. So guys, remember we've already marked our bust measurements there. So all I'm just going to do is I'm going to come in with my rule. I'm going to add 1.5 inches for my allowance. I'm going to go over to my underbust. I'm going to take my underbust measurement. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to replace the dart that we've taken at the underbust too. And next thing, I'm going to move to my waist. Now because we are going to cinch the waist, I'm going to cinch the waist by 3 inches. So my waist is 33.5, and I'm going to be cinching it to 30.5. So what I do is I'm going to do 33.5 minus 3, which is going to just give me 30.5. So I'm going to insert that 30.5 at my waist measurements, because I don't want to have other panels. Some people are going to create other panels for the cinching, but I just want it to be at one place. So I'm just going to do 33.5 minus 3 inches, which is going to give me 30.5. So I'm just going to divide 30.5 by 4, and I'm going to place it over there. I'm going to take my dart measurement, I'm going to replace it at that same waist, and then I'm going to add 1.5 inch for sewing allowance. I'm going to add the same thing at my under bust, and I'm going to add the same thing at my armhole measurement, which is for my bust measurement. So I'm just going to bring in my straight rule and reconnect my lines because they were not long enough. So on the bust measurement, I also took the dart in between where I took the dart 2 inches, and I replaced it back. So please just take notes. I think I said add another 1.5 inch. So at my hip line, I'm going to take my hip measurement, and I'm going to take that dart and also add 0.5 inch sewing allowance to it. So guys, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to connect my lines together. So I'm just going to connect my armhole to my underbust to my waist, and then all the way to my hips. So guys, no part of the body is pointed, so I'm just going to smoothen out the waist area that is pointed, and I'm also going to smoothen out the hip area too. So guys, remember this corset is supposed to have a basque waistline. So at the from the waist, I'm going to come down by 4 inches, and I'm going to connect from the waist to the basque line I just measured, or you can come down by 1 inch and also do that connection. So I'm going to come down by 1 inch, and I'm going to connect that 1 inch to the 4 inches. You can take 4, you can take 5, but I think the most you can take is about 5 or 6. So yeah, I'm just going to take 4, and I'm just going to connect it like so. So I'm just going to come in again with my marker and just mark out the line so you guys can see the part we are going to cut out properly. I'm going to also mark out the neckline because I'm going to be making use of the yoke. So I'm just going to highlight the parts that we are going to cut out. So guys, after highlighting, I'm going to start cutting now. So guys, this is what it looks like. I haven't cut out the cup yet. So after cutting out that in the middle, I'm going to join the center front and the side front using a sellotape. Now if you can notice, you can see that that's our basque. One side is longer than the other. So I'm just going to place my ruler and I'm just going to blend it in. You can decide to use your straight ruler. I'm using a bit of curve for mine, so I'm just going to go ahead, use my scissors and cut it out to blend, so that when I add my allowance and join it, I'm not going to have an excess there. So as you can see, everything is looking very nice now. And for your armhole, please, I forgot, I'm going to do that later. Just blend in your armhole to the new armhole line we drew, that 0.5 inch we came down from. So now I'm just going to cut out my cups and I'm going to show you guys how it looks. So guys, after I was done cutting, I'm just going to join the top part of the cup together because it's a 3-part corset. So I'm just going to use the sellotape to join the top part, and this is what the front part looks like. I'm going to label my cups so I do not end up misplacing them, and this is what the front part of the cup looks like. So guys, for the back, I've already drawn out a basic body, so I'm going to come from my chest line and I'm going to go down by 1 inch because I just want my back to be a little bit slanted towards the armhole. So I'm just going to slant it out using my ruler. So guys, after slanting it back, I'm going to come in from the center front by my dart measurement, which is 4 inches, 8 divided by 2, 4 inches. So I'm just going to rule a straight line to join the points together, like so. Now the next thing I'm going to do, from that line, I'm going to go out at the hip by 1/2 inch on each side, and at the top part I'm going to go in by 0.25 on each side. Then I'm going to come over using my ruler. I'm going to rule a straight line to join those points together. So after joining that, I'm going to take my horizontal measurement, my bust measurement. I'm going to take it down. I'm going to take it at that line where I'm going to the new armhole line, and then I'm going to take my waist measurement. I'm also going to add 1/2 inch, and I'm going to take that dart. I'm going to measure it and then replace it back. So guys, next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take the measurement I took on my waist and I'm going to repeat it at the full length of the clothes. You know that the back is not going to be the same length with the front, so I'm just going to join my side lines like so. So I'm just going to come over to the top and I'm going to slant my back properly so it can touch where our side seam is starting from. So I'm going to come in with my marker and I'm just going to highlight the places where we are going to cut out. So guys, I'm going to make a keyhole opening at the back. I'm going to come down from the neck by 1/2 inch, and I'm going to determine how wide I want it to, be open. You can go 3, 4, 5, 6. Depends on you, but me, I need it directly at that point. So I'm just going to measure 4 inches and I'm going to mark. And next thing, I'm going to use my curved rule and I'm just going to connect the lines together to form the keyhole opening. I didn't like the way the curve came out, so I decided to go in with my free hand to just do it very well. So guys, after I was done, I'm just shading out the parts I'm going to cut out, and yeah, that's basically it for the back. So after highlighting it, I'm going to come in with my scissors and I'm just going to cut. So just watch the way I'm cutting it. It's very easy. So guys, this is the pattern for the back, and this is how to make a corset. So I hope this was very helpful and very easy for you to draft. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video, and I want to thank you all for your support and say God bless you all. Thank you so much for watching.